For the fans that have maybe lost a little bit of hope right now, what would you say to give them some assurances that there is a light at the end of the tunnel and there is room for hope?
Well, something good is just about to happen, and if you can hold on to that mentality, then you keep believing that you can turn and make things happen, and that's kind of what has guided me for all of these years. And so I've not been here, but it doesn't change. That's the approach, that's the outlook. Yeah, it's disappointing that they turned out. We had a great crowd, and they were loud and helping and all of that. That they walk away here so dissatisfied, and we're pretty disappointed about this one. But if you don't score, you can't win. And we couldn't score, and it was an incredible game of defense on both sides, their team, our team. The numbers are, whatever, they're next to nothing. And we had opportunities to make big plays, and we didn't hit them. QB was under duress the entire time, and so our ability to match up with their pass rush didn't work out well. And so I'm really disappointed that we weren't able to find the plays that could have given us the field change and the switch so that you have a chance to knock one in and get out of there. Unfortunately, the penalties this is a crew that calls the most penalties in the NFL, and they hit right on their head, right their number that they always call. And we knew that. We had a strategy about it. We were trying to stay out of their targets, their sight lines, and we didn't get it done. And so we endured a number of penalties, but there was a couple really big ones that really made a difference in the game and changed the field position drastically. So I know y'all want to know, like, where does it go with the quarterback versus the pass rush and all that. Well, we have to protect the quarterback a whole lot better than we did, and we tried the guys we thought had the best shot to do it. Willie turned his ankle, and so Cap got in there for a little bit, and then he went back. I think Will came back in the game at the end or whatever. He may have been able to return. But we had a bunch of scheme, we had a bunch of strategy and slowing the thing down, but we couldn't hold up, and it was really unfortunate.
Pete, piggybacking off what you just said, you've got 2 third-round rookie offensive linemen. When you're giving up 10 sacks and your team has the record it has, was there any thought going to those rookies, getting them some experience? It couldn't have been worse after 10 sacks. Right?
Yeah, that's one way to look at it. It couldn't be worse to just try something else. But we watch practice every day, and we watch the film, and we do our work to make our evaluations. And those guys are going to have their day. They're going to have their time, maybe sooner than later. But based on what we've seen and what we know, we're giving it the best shot we can. And yeah.
Pete, there were a couple of times. You said that. Obviously, sorry, over here. Sorry, over here. Obviously, you said Geno was under duress a lot of the time. There were a couple of times where he had some time to throw and he wasn't able to connect with Trey Tucker. What do you think is happening there? Their inability to connect a lot on those deep balls.
Yeah, uncharacteristic misses there because there was like 3 of them when Trey got behind him, and we had some real shots and opportunities, and he did have a chance to get the ball out and clean and all that. We need to hook those up, and there's no doubt. Trey ran as hard as he could, and he got open. He was behind him. He's got to put the ball on him. Those would have been plays that could have saved us on a day when we're struggling, on other downs. And that was really unfortunate because we really did have the right opportunities there for us.
Pete, to your left here. Just back to Kappa going to center. When did he first start taking snaps at center for you guys at some point of practice? And if so, why did you guys feel better about him at center rather than moving Jordan back and throwing one of the rookies in there at right guard?
Because we thought our best shot was to keep Jordan playing at guard was the first thought. Cap has been kind of snapping all along, and more seriously lately, to give him that opportunity. He looked pretty good at the spot, and we thought, based on our practice time and evaluation, that it was better to have Jordan there and have Cap jump in at center. We had thought that if that would have happened, earlier in the game, that's the way we had planned to go.
Pete, my first question is, how's Ashton, and do you think he avoided anything serious when he went down?
Yeah, they said that he tweaked his ankle, and I don't know how bad that is. They're going to check him out right now. I don't know that. But there was an ankle day. About 3 different guys had ankle issues. He was one of them.
Follow-up question, sitting at 2-9 right now, the decisions you make whether on the roster and who plays and who not moving forward, how much will that be dictated on what you want to see moving forward into the future?
Yeah, well, we'll talk about all that and see where we are.
Obviously, you allowed 24 points tonight, but you still had 2 turnovers. Do you really believe that the defense is still playing good enough to win these games, and it's kind of more on the offense to step up?
There's no doubt. They had a 2-yard drive, and they had a 20-yard drive or something like that. I thought we played great on defense tonight. And there's the one big breakout screen. We just screwed it up in terms of the way we contain the thing, and that play goes. The other one's, I think, is a 4-yard drive, 2-yard, whatever it was. The guy catches the scramble bomb. It's a great play by Shador, and that's a lot to ask to stop him in that situation. Our guys played great tonight, I thought, all night long. I mean, they ran for 50 yards or something like that, and they had 2 plays that were worth the rest of their offense. And so I was really proud of the way those guys battled and the situation that we put them in and all that. I just wish if I had to do it again, I'd kick the field goal, and at 14 to make it 14-6 or something like that. So we're within 1 score. We went for it in 4th and 3. I mean, that's totally on me.
Pete, how much right now of this offensive struggle is execution of players, offensive line, chip? How do you balance that out, sir?
You mentioned execution of players. John McKay once was asked, what do you think of your team's execution? And he said, I think it's a good idea. But I never did really understand how he was willing to say that, but I just did it. So anyway, we have to execute better. We have to match up better. We have to do a lot of things better to get the kind of play we need. And we're looking at us in practice, and we're able to do it there. We got to carry it to the games, and the other teams are out there playing too.
Pete, overall, right over here, Pete, center.
Thanks.
Overall, just how would you assess Shador Sanders in his first career start?
They won the game. He did good enough to win the game, and made the play of the game really was the scramble play, and that was an extraordinary ball that he threw on that one, and that was really the one that I think was kind of the dagger in the ball game as it turned out. That changed things.
Pete, I know that you approach the seasons with a lot of optimism, and it's obviously things haven't gone the way that you had thought that they were. You've expressed some surprise about that. In retrospect, or now, do you think that maybe, okay, this is a little bit further off than we imagined, and it's going to take work now to get this in the right direction?
I've never not thought it would take work, to get it right, and it's a challenge every season. Look at all how the seasons go, and it's a day-to-day, week-to-week world we live in, and of course I thought I haven't been in the situation, so I thought, well, maybe I could have something to do with avoiding this, so we're going to keep doing what we know how to do, and that's to keep grinding. This team, I mean, just in the locker room right there, they ain't giving up on each other, and I'm not giving up on them, and they're not giving up on me, I hope, and we're going to keep battling and work our ass off just the way we know how to do, and that's really what you do, and try to make the right decisions and the right choices with the personnel and all of that as best we can, and in our world, they got to show it. And that they compete to show it, and that's always been the way, and we won't change that.
Be over here to your right. I don't know if you mentioned it, but Michael Mayer's status. What do you know about his situation?
Yeah, it was his ankle too. Yeah. He had an ankle sprain, and like I said, there's 3 or 4 guys that got tweaked for one way or another. I don't know the severity of any of those at this point.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay.
Geno, you have stood up there when it was your fault and taken the blame, and have stood up there when you wasn't your fault and taken the blame. And after 10 sacks today, and you were running around for your life, I mean, just how difficult is it in the NFL when you have no protection to execute an offense?
It's really on me. I got to make better plays, find a way.
Geno, where do you guys go from here at 2-9 and kind of keeping that hope and the hopefulness that there is some light at the end of this tunnel?
We just want to continue to get better each and every week, and find ways to get better as a team, get better as an offense. We have to score more points than we score.
Geno, Pete has said often that this has surprised him. He never thought it would be like this. Looking back now, is there anything you saw? How surprised are you at 2-9, given where you started the season, what your hopes were?
Yeah, we haven't won the games that we needed to win, and we haven't played good enough to win more games. So, as a quarterback, I put it on me.
You've battled through tough times in your career before. What did you learn then that you're trying to lean on now?
You know what? That's a great question. I think what I learned is that I'm super resilient, and I'll always be.
Hi, Geno. You had a few big plays down the field that you guys weren't able to connect on. How do you look to clean that up moving into next week?
Yeah, we got to hit the big plays down the field. Got to hit the guys in stride and make those plays.
Geno, over here. Obviously, I mean, this is a career high 10 sacks you took today. What would you say, if anything, would be like the through line for what was the difference between what you faced today and what you've seen in the past?
I wasn't counting the plays or the sacks, so that's new information to me. I was just trying to go out there and execute and try to get the job done.
Geno, in the first half, it looked like there were maybe two separate plays where maybe there was miscommunication. Not everybody knew what the play was. Could you talk us through it? And was that the case? Was there miscommunication on each of those plays?
I'm not really sure which plays you're talking about, but we got to do better, and we got to execute better as an offense.
Go, Levi.
I'm sorry, man.
It doesn't even matter. Obviously, when you're in a situation like that, and you're taking the beating that you're taking as a team, how as a quarterback and as a leader of the team do you coach up those guys on the field to continue to make them keep on going out every play and trying their best?
Be the example. Continue to get up. Continue to hold my head high and be as strong as I am, and continue to push forward.
You guys all good?
Thank you, guys.